if you look at, there's a question in there called relative risk, which is actually a really neat little idea that you'll see from time to time in research articles. Very often, like for example, when we just got done talking about confidence intervals and how fun they are and what they tell us. Like we'll say something like, for example, if your interval is between 51% and 53%, you can conclude, therefore, that you're at least 1 percentage point higher than 50% with 95% confidence, because 51 is 1 point above 50. There's other ways to analyze that too, rather than just simple percentage point analysis. You can also look at what's called relative risk, which is comparing the multiplicative risk of how much worse or better something is than something else. And it's not in most textbooks, it's not in your textbook either, but I've seen it enough when soc majors and psych majors come by my office that I was like, this might be the kind of thing that might be important enough for you guys to see on the ground floor, and it ties right into confidence intervals. I put a homework question in the confidence interval homework on something called a hazard ratio, which is amazingly similar to what relative risk is. Slight differences, but conceptually the same idea. So the reason I'm bringing this up, if you get stuck on that question on the exam, the relative risk question, you can look at that homework question and it most likely will give you guidance. And I walk through solutions to that in the homework. You can always email me too, of course. And one other thing about that relative risk, there's a calculator, a web link calculator that generates the confidence interval for the relative risk, because I was going to do it by hand, and I thought better of it because the calculation is extraordinarily obnoxious. The reason I bring it up is, I don't know why, but if you 244 bomb that website, it'll lock you out. Like if all of you wait until like next, whatever, Tuesday night to use that website, it'll lock you out for like the first 5. I think it has some kind of a certain number of hits like per hour or something. So on that one question that has a web link, you might want to just kind of like stagger yourselves and get in there and knock that out relatively soon. Don't wait till the night before.
Now everybody's going to go to yours tonight.
Maybe you should talk after class, figure out some kind of a hierarchical system, pecking order / alpha wolf thing. I don't know. Flip a coin. Roll a 10-sided die. Go with, something, decide something. But just, if you get locked out, go back and try it like the next day. It'll let you back in, you just can't all do it at once. I don't know why in the email to the place didn't be able to respond, which makes me think it's a dead page just sitting out there floating in space. Which, yeah, it's still there, but you use. Just be careful how we use it. Kind of like a temperamental car where it eats too much. So, I guess that's it. As far as that goes, as far as assessments go. I wish I had stuff to get back to you. I'm sorry I don't. Hopefully get back to you ASAP. ASAP. What questions do you guys have about assessments coming up? Ones that have gone by? Obviously the ones that should get back to you can't look at right now. Anything bothering you? Anything left over from first couple weeks? Upsetting?
This quiz, is it due today or Wednesday?
You can turn it Wednesday if you want, Skylar. Thank you. Yeah, I had a T-interval quiz up last week, and I think I mentioned in class you can turn it in next week, and I think I posted it on the website as well. You can bring it on. You can turn it now if you have it done. That's totally fine. Or you can wait and turn it in on. It's more on spending. Yeah, T-interval on spending. It's okay. Yeah, for sure. You can. I mean, if you have it done, like I said, Skylar, you can add it to the file, or you can just bring it Wednesday and turn it. I think I put a second T-interval one up for Wednesday as well, which involves texting and driving. It's surprising. I'm looking forward to folks doing those experiments more, obviously in controlled settings. But comparing drinking and driving, texting and driving, and actually reading a text and driving compared to unimpaired driving. And it's pretty...
How about texting while drinking and driving while jumping scissors?
Go for it, man. Make sure to close track nowhere near me, Mom. So, anyway. Speaking of T intervals, I do want to get back into those today. Remind me